Hey, what's going on, family? It's your boy JB Direct, and I just want to thank you for tuning into our very first episode of Reading with the Culture. Welcome. Thank y'all for coming in, for stopping by. I'm your host, JB Direct, and this is Reading with the Culture podcast. The Reading with the Culture podcast is a small online book club. It's for our culture, but it's not limited to our culture. Our purpose here is to expand the minds of our listeners and bring back the fun and joy of actually picking up a book and getting some knowledge out of it. Reading used to be so much fun. Whatever happened to that? I don't know. But nowadays, we don't read as much as we used to. And it's our job here at the Reading with the Culture podcast to bring you that information and that knowledge from these books. This is the age when everybody is enlightened. Everybody is a philosopher. Everybody is quote unquote woke. And everybody has something going. Either a YouTube channel or a podcast or something along those lines. Everybody's third eye is open. And now, thanks to COVID, we got stay-at-home counselors and doctors and all these kind of things that we never had before. And with that being said, what better time than now to launch the Reading with the Culture podcast, baby? So please take the time to like, share, comment, and subscribe across all platforms at RWT Culture on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Again, that's at RWTCULTURE, and we appreciate your support in advance. Thank you. So this is our pilot episode. And in our pilot episode, basically what I want to do is explain to you guys, our listeners, who we are, what we want to do, what we want the show to look like, and get you guys' opinions on that, and just try to shape the show from there. So I've been able to narrow it down into a couple of categories that we're going to do. I'm sure there's way more than these, but we're just going to work with these to give us a start. We got financial and self-help. That's kind of like one category together. Also, we have autobiographies. We have books geared towards our culture. And we also have fictional and miscellaneous, which are just books that we haven't classified into any of the other categories yet. We also plan to do a couple of interviews as well each season, or in each category, to just keep it fresh and also to give you another perspective to, shape our opinions and also just open more of a dialogue and conversation. Although I am trying to focus primarily on our culture with my list of book choices, there are books from all over the spectrum on this list. Now, just to name a few, we do have some popular titles like The 48 Laws of Power, The Art and Science of Respect, The Mamba Mentality, Brain on Fire, Month of Madness by Savannah Calhoun, The State of Emergency by Tamika Mallory, which is set to come out later on this year in May, The Color of Law, and Black Wall Street. If there are any books that you've read or want to read, please don't be afraid to share, comment these ideas to the Reading with the Culture Twitter page or Facebook page. We do appreciate your time, and trust me, we will respond. Also, we do plan to feature segments like books we loved as teenagers, and books we read in high school. More like forced to read, one way to put it. But as we go through the books, I'll give you like a synopsis, kind of like a review of what the book is basically about. I'll chop it up into sections, about 4 or 5 sections or less, and just put categories on each section, and then we'll just talk about it, and then we'll move on to the next book. And we also want to take an interesting approach to the financial and self-help books. So we're actually going to see if we can do a few compare and contrast between books like Think and Grow Rich versus, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I also definitely want to take the time to search for and read books that have hidden parts of our history, of our culture, because that's not what's actually taught to our kids in schools. And I do believe in God, so you will be getting some scriptures and some quotes from the Bible that I feel fit the situation appropriately. Don't worry, I'm not going to be preaching to you. We're going to try to drop episodes every week. We may drop them every other week, depending on how that week goes. I mean, I do got a life outside of this, just saying. But again, just want to thank y'all for rocking out with us for this pilot episode. Hopefully you heard something that makes you want to come back for episode 1. If you ever heard that quote that says that if you want to hide something from a black man or a woman, that you should just put that information in a book. Well, this podcast is here to take all that information, mine the gems that we think are valuable for our community, then spread it out to the community and culture so that we can make smarter decisions as a people and move more militant. We ain't going to spoon feed it to you, but we are going to make sure it's available for you to take if you need it. Now remember, we here at Reading with the Culture podcast just want to remind you that you can pick your friends, you can pick your nose, but ain't nothing wrong with picking up a book every now and then. Peace, love, and guidance, family. Thank you. This is an independent podcast sponsored by nobody yet, but it will be. Stay tuned and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe at RWT Culture on all platforms. That's RWTCULTURE on all platforms. And that's a wrap.